tips for those for the application process. But this coming Monday at 9 o'clock, we have a jam-packed program.
Well, we got to rewind real quick. I was just got to note we were having some audio issues, so that's typical of Morton's Lone Star. So we got to start over again here.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Some people
okay.
Some people did not hear anything we just said, and we were just miming things like.
Oh, that's cool.
So
we can do that.
Yeah, we are live. Morning's a Lone Star. We're talking about Memorial Day, guys, and at the Veterans Memorial Park in Montgomery County, they're having a special event on Monday. So in the studio with me, I have Elizabeth Woods and Trish. I'm gonna probably is it almond?
Almond like the nut.
Okay,
Hey,
just making sure. Because you know what? When every time, yeah, don't say that. Every time I meet somebody with like it looks like a normal last name, it's like that can't be almond.
It is.
It's probably like almond or something like that. But no, it is. It's almond.
It's almond.
All right, that's wonderful.
And I'm not related to the Almond Brothers. I get that.
Okay. I mean, there's got to be more than one almond, right?
Yep.
Too bad we can't have them on the radio.
Different spelling.
And you guys are actually next door neighbors to us at the station because you guys are the Montgomery County Veterans Memorial Commission, and you're in charge of the Montgomery County Memorial Park.
Montgomery County Veterans
Memorial Park. Yeah, I'm gonna get it. There's
Yes,
a
you
lot.
will.
It's really big park, and I guess if you haven't, guys, if listeners and watchers haven't seen it, it's located right there on 45 and 105 on the east side. I guess the southeast side. I guess that's how we all call it.
By the library.
It's literally we're sharing the same parking lot as the Conroe Central Library, and we're at 1776 Freedom Boulevard.
Or the Flag Park. So people know the Flag Park.
The Flag Park.
I think they know the Flag.
Yes.
But okay, so yeah, that's the parking
19
lot.
flags. Lots of flags.
Well, you have 19 flags.
Yes.
The Flag Park should have 6. How many flags are over Texas?
More than 10.
And,
more over Texas.
Well, I thought that's what the Flag
yes.
Park.
Over 10.
You
Over 10
you
flags.
forgot about the other
flags.
park. You forgot about the other park.
We're neighbors. We never forget about the other park.
Well,
we watch out for each other.
So y'all have 11 flags.
We have 19 flags.
19 flags.
At our park.
So what do those flags represent?
Well, each of the branches, as well as
I got you.
we also have City of Conroe flag.
Okay.
And we have our commission flag. We have 3 American flags, 2 Texas flags.
We have the Gold Star Mom.
We have the Gold Star.
Mother.
Which we actually just raised the other day with the newest chapter of the Gold Star Southeast District.
Southeast Oklahoma District.
Yes.
You know the scary thing about y'all's park is everything is there for a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
It's really crazy because I've been several times, and like the first time you're like, oh, this is a cool park, and then the next time you go, you're like, there's a little detail, there's a name, there's this, and you're like, what is this for? What is this? Because y'all really do like the whole park. It's almost like 100,000 people were involved because they are like, don't forget this, don't forget that, don't forget this, don't forget that. Because it's such an important thing.
Yes.
Everything has significance.
yeah.
at
We
our
also
park,
honor our first responders. So
Okay.
we also have the first responder flag as well.
which makes us very unique.
Okay. I mean, it's interesting because the whole idea, what the idea of the park started like 25 years ago? Or was it further? Was it further?
Well, to tell you the truth, the parking lot here at City Hall was the original Veterans Park.
See, I remember
But it
they
was-
moved it.
They did.
Yeah.
There is now pavement on it. But our chairman of the board, Judge Jimmy C. Edwards III, was
know
sitting,
Jimmy.
actually, was sitting down for breakfast with some of our other board members and said that, and he served during Vietnam. He's a Marine Corps. And he said, this is a disservice. We can do better than that here. And that is how it began. And then he and the board started working to get some land and where they can move it, and started the dream.
Yeah, can you imagine working at the McDonald's?
Uh,
Because you think about going to work and you see that park every day.
every day.
That's pretty cool.
We have several employees from other local businesses, including McDonald's, that actually visit the park every day on the regular.
Well, that's,
Library.
I would
The
totally
library's
do
over
that.
there.
I would totally because every time I drive down 105, I'm thinking, what's around there? And you have the library, but then you also have McDonald's, and I don't know if that bank that
Spirit
the
Bank.
It used
White
to-
House
it
used
Bank.
to be
Spirit
it used to be
Bank of
Spirit
Texas.
Bank.
Now it's these other
Simmons-
people. Now
Simmons
it's
Bank.
other people. But I always I knew they had like a walkway. I remember seeing that, so I was like, does that
right.
connect to the park? But being by there would be crazy because it's so easy just to walk over there.
And it's a half-mile track for those that don't know. That loop is half a mile around.
Because we do have several people from the library that come over on their lunch break, and
'Cause that's what I was
that's what they
thinking.
do. They
They
walk
get
and
their
they'll
steps
sit
in.
at the bench and they eat their lunch, and then they take their half-mile walk and then go back to work. We have families that come out on a regular basis too. That use
Well, I
that.
know one of my buddies. He's one of those social media workout people.
Oh.
He does you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
He does
okay.
the videos, and he's like a trainer. And every time I see him, he's always at the park doing the runs, like how to doing motivational things. And
that's great.
And I was like, why do you always do it over there? He's like, because it's exposed. It's like it's sun, and it's a nice run.
It
It's
is.
easy.
It's beautiful.
And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Well, you make sure to tag the place, let people know.
Something like the other day we were at the park and it was a young mother and she had her two twins, boy and girl, and they were maybe 3, but they were learning how to ride their bikes because she wanted them to be able to get on the concrete, like
Yeah.
a smooth concrete. And I thought that
Yes.
was so cute that she packed them up and brought them to the park, and they're on their little trike, just running with their little helmets, learning how to ride their bikes.
See, that's one thing I guess a lot of people don't know about the park is what the purpose of the park is to observe fallen veterans, but also what? Because I know you have big plans in the future
Thank
of
our
it.
we do.
veterans. Thank our military. Thank those that work hard and go out there and face the unknown to continue to support freedom.
Okay, so
that's
it's
what it
co-
is.
it
It's just
encompasses-
gratitude.
okay.
Yeah.
It is gratitude. And for the families as well, because they also, when, husbands and wives, and one is in the military and they have to go abroad for extended period of time, sometimes up to a year or more, they are also part of it. It's a network. So we are just saying thank you.
So before we get to Memorial Day, I want to ask, so with the park being like, what do you invite the public to do with it? Because y'all need funds, so donations. And do you have
Donations.
volunteer opportunities to like scrub stuff?
Absolutely.
Who's cleaning everything? Because it's so big.
That is absolutely true. Well, we are.
No, we
Our board members as
have-
well. But no, we do. We have several different opportunities. We have other programs. For example, we work with several Boy Scout groups. We also reach out and work with different high school and schools that want to have service hours. So we extend that
Okay.
as well.
So there's a lot of opportunities,
Absolutely.
not just
Yes.
toothbrush cleaning.
not
No.
not just toothbrush.
And of course, at any of our events, we will welcome volunteers to
Okay.
hand out programs, get people signed in,
Absolutely.
direct traffic. I mean, you
There's
name it.
many
If
opportunities.
you want to volunteer, we can put you to work.
Okay, good.
Absolutely.
So donations, sponsorships. I imagine, are there sponsors for
There-
events and
we
things?
do. We have
Okay.
supporters. We have sponsors, and in different ways. Some of it is financial, but some of it might be services. For example, Blossoms Flower Shop they're providing the wreath for this upcoming Memorial Day, Monday at 9. They're going to be providing the wreath that we lay at the Founders Monument. We also have Baker Signs. They're providing the LED just to inform the public that we are having our event this coming Monday. But there's many opportunities to be able to support the park. And every which way, we will not say no. I
Okay.
promise you.
And the last question I have before we get to the event on Monday is, what is the future plans for the park? Because I remember, I don't know, I want to say it was like 8 years ago, I was in a meeting of like a public presentation of the park, the ideas that they want to do, and I feel like there was like a building. Is there
There is.
There's not a building right now though. Okay, good.
It's on
In
paper.
process.
Because I feel like I don't want to miss it. That's one thing I always do. I always miss it. It's like, how long has this been here? It's like, oh, it's been here for 10 years. Where you been? I'm like, oh.
Yes, we
Sorry.
were actually granted funds
Okay.
to build, twofold, an actual education visitor center as well as a Gold Star Family Dome in recognition
Okay.
of Gold Star families. But our educational visitor center actually is in the final stages. It's in the hands of the architects and the engineers for the plannings. We're hoping to have that, and as long as we get that, within this year, we're hoping to actually have our groundbreaking ceremony as on Veterans Day, because we want the public to be a part of the groundbreaking. So it's not just the board. This is for the community.
Yeah, I guess that's another side question, because when you go there, there's names and you have different areas to honor service members. How is it? Is it global people or is it only local people? How do, like, if I'm listening right now and I have a great grandfather or grandfather or whatnot, like, or grandmother or what, how does it work? Who are veterans?
Well, twofold. We actually do have the original park that used to be here in the parking lot at City Hall.
Yeah.
That was the historic. It's honoring those fallen from Montgomery County.
Okay.
That's very specific to that. That is a part of our park. It's on the north end of the park. It's near the first responders flag, which was actually crafted by our chairman. He's very artistic, and that is patented and ownership of the commission. Mm-hmm. Then we also have what we call the line.
Okay.
Which is military terms, and it's panels of names, but that is reserved to anyone that has served in our military. So from California
That's cool.
to New York,
Okay.
from sea to shining sea. And so active duty as well as honorably discharged veterans, and also those that we are currently in thought and prayer on Memorial Day, those that have fallen and killed in action as well. We honor those.
Okay.
Yep.
I was just, because it's interesting because the park is so big.
Right.
And
We just finished up doing our names for the line for panel 7 for Memorial Day, and one of our board members is a Gold Star mother, and we got names of the fallen from literally California to Georgia to New York. So the motto of the park from our chairman is it's a gift to the nation.
Okay.
So any veteran that served and took an oath, we are honored to put your
So
name
this is
on
going to
the
be
line.
almost like a destination for veterans and their families to visit.
Absolutely.
Okay.
We have several families that have already called ahead for Memorial Day, not just from San Antonio. There's another family that they are honoring their father, so they're from California. So from all over. You can go to the park and you'll bump into someone that's from New York or from Cleveland, Texas.
Interesting. Now,
From Willis.
Let's get to the event now, because we talked about that. People are coming from all over the place. I'm going to pull up the website. It's honoredmission.org, and I'm going to kind of show people, if you're watching on YouTube, Facebook, and stuff like that. So if you're listening, go to honormission.org, and midway through the first page, there's upcoming events, and it's talking about what's going on Memorial Day. And it's from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. And is that right?
Correct.
Oh,
That is
I thought
correct.
Tricia- I was
Now,
like-
the actual program is
she's
not.
like, what are you doing? It's not. The way you.
Yeah.
They're not. The program's not going to be that long.
Yeah.
No.
But we'll be out there.
We will be there because there are a lot of families, like we said, that are coming from out of town that want to see the name of their loved one. And our entire board will be there, actually, and be able to help locate not just the new names on the panel, which we have well over 200 names just for this one panel, but all the previous panels as well. And right now we're working on panel 7. We have panel 7 that will be displayed for Memorial Day.
So if I want to attend on Memorial Day, what time do I show up for the? I guess it's the dedication and observation. So I imagine it's like a program.
Correct. The program starts sharply at 9 a.m.
Okay.
So you'd want to
Be
arrive
there-
a little sooner so
Yeah.
you can park and find a seat. But we have a very large tent and seating, all covered seating, and we have some outside for those that want to be in the sun or the shade.
Okay. So
But
so be there
plenty of
by.
seating.
It starts at 9.
Yes.
And basically, what, an hour?
Hour and a half, because
sitting?
we have something very specific that
Okay.
we
Hour and a half of sitting.
also recognize on Memorial Day. We actually do read the 176 names of the fallen from Montgomery County. So that's done every
Wow.
Memorial Day since we have started the commission.
That's insane.
Yeah, and it starts with the Texas Revolution.
They
That's even more insane.
that insane?
well, it's the
Yeah,
beginning of
it's the
time.
beginning.
Fought for our freedoms.
Okay.
Very fortunate
Fair
to be here
enough.
because
That's
of them.
interesting.
They have given their lives. This is the least we can do.
Yeah, no, it's very true. So 9 o'clock sharp, 10:30 ish. We're gonna be ending, but then people are gonna be hanging out, looking at helping people find different areas of the park and stuff like that.
Yes,
Yes.
and we have a little special guest as well. We have partnered with the Conroe Art Alliance.
Okay.
And we actually have a panel that for the Conroe Art Alliance Festival, we opened it up to the public to come and add to that mural. It's a very large mural. So you can add a dot, add a line, add a whatever you want to the panel. And then there's Vicky is the artist. And what happens is we are opening it up, which is unusual because usually it's a one time and then she finishes up the mural. But we actually left it open for Memorial Day because we want everyone attending our event to be a part of that mural.
Oh, wow.
And that'll be the first art piece that we actually will hang in our new building.
Okay. Now, I said honormission.org for people to check out the event, also the overall projects of the park, right? Everything's there, and that's where you can donate. That's where you can volunteer and all that kind of stuff. That's the perfect place to go
That
to.
is exactly where you can go. We can also, you can email us as well at info@honoredmission.org. You can call us at 936-521-3668. And we can even schedule tours. We have golf carts, so for those that need assistance or would like to have a tour, we can even schedule tours with some of our board members. More than half of our board members are actual veterans, and there's different experiences. And each person, when you go through the park, it's a different feeling. It's a different,
Well, that's
every
what I'm
time I go
saying.
back,
I'm
I
saying-
notice something new,
Yeah,
and
there's
I
so much
work
detail there. There's so much detail there, and I will let the listeners know the contact information, like the phone number and the website, and the email is in the descriptions. So if you're on YouTube, go to the description, Facebook, in the little chat thing. So it's all right there. Ladies, thank you so much for taking the time out. I walked in this morning, and I kind of forget that this building is the city's building. And I'm like, where is everybody? and I always, whenever you're in a situation like that, like, did I miss the memo? Are we not supposed to be up today? But I was lucky that you guys were here and joining me this morning because I was all alone. So it was really
you are
sad.
not alone.
And guys, get involved. The Montgomery County Veterans Memorial Commission, it's honoredmission.org. The park is free to attend. And you are not allowed to do one more thing. I'm the host of this, okay? But I want to let people know it's available. There probably are park hours, right? I can't just show up at midnight.
Sun up to sundown
Okay.
is generally
That's the rule of thumb. No one's doing anything
what the rules
good
say.
at midnight. So
no.
So I encourage people to check out the park from sundown to sun up. How about that? That's wrong.
No.
It's sun up, sundown.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. What was the?
You'll see more there.
What did you want to say? Because
Well, I do want to extend thank you. And for those that don't know, in our program, we actually have two guest speakers. One guest speaker is Brigadier General, and he is actually a judge in our county, John C. Halfley.
Okay.
And we also have a featured speaker.
what kind of
which is
judge?
For the county.
What does that mean? Because I get confused when people say like, "Oh, what was it? Mark Keogh is the Montgomery County judge, but he's not a judge of anything." He's got that cool. Well, I mean, like he's not the guy with the gavel hitting
No,
things.
he's a gavel judge.
So he's a
gavel judge.
Is he a robe judge?
He's a robe judge.
Okay.
He's a robe.
He's a robe
at
He
Montgomery
can-
County Court at
Okay.
Law 1.
I want to. I know.
If you go to see him, you've done something bad.
Okay, well, I'll remember that. I'm like, I'll remember that. No, and I also want to say no disrespect for Mark Keogh. I just, you learn things as you get older, and you're like, why would you even say that? Like, you don't even wear a robe. I don't know, but okay. So you have him, and you have.
And then our featured guest speaker is Congressman Morgan Luttrell, which we are very grateful for attending.
That's neat. That's gonna be interesting. That's so it starts sharply at 9 o'clock on Monday at the park at the Montgomery County Memorial Veterans Memorial. Man, I'm never gonna get that. I'm sorry.
MCVMC. MCVMP.
But it starts sharply at 9, so you guys can show up I would get there around 8. That's probably when I would get there, bring a snack, and just get in line and get a good seat, and then enjoy that day. And so you can spend the whole day there if you guys want. And then also, don't forget to check out the website, honormission.org. Ladies, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you.
And I can't wait to have you guys back in. And guys, it is the weekend, and it is right now 10:35, if I'm reading the time correctly. We're going to play some more music here on Mornings with Lone Star. We'll be back next week. We got a lot of guests coming in. I'm kind of excited because after Memorial Day, everyone thinks about is, for some reason, 4th of July, like they completely skip June. So
I know.
it's weird. You know, I was born in June, too, so I take offense to that.
too.
Yeah.
But
What's your birthday?
June 3rd.
Oh, I'm June 5th. Look at that.
July 9th.
So we don't care about July. We just literally
We care about
covered that
June.
July sucks.
We can have our own birthday party
Yeah.
at the park.
But don't forget, this June 14th is Flag Day, and we're actually doing a retire and respect American flags at the park.
How do you retire American flags?
Well, you'll have to come to the park. We actually follow the DOD, so we actually have a ceremony. And
You don't burn them. How do you bury them?
well, you do, but you actually separate the blue field from the red field.
What?
And that, yes, we would love to show you in
That's
the public
interesting.
exactly
I always
to
wondered how
do
that
this.
happened. Because there's so many different things, like especially in the Army and different sectors of service branches. Like they have all their little things that I'm like,
Department of Defense, there is actual protocol, and we do follow that. We actually have several other outreach programs that partake, and that's the Boy Scouts as well as Blue Star Mothers. We actually
so what's a Blue Star Mother?
Well, a Blue Star Mother is a mother organization of mothers of active service persons.
Okay.
So if you have a child in the Army or
Like
Navy
currently
or
serving.
currently
Okay.
serving, you're a Blue Star. If your child died during active service,
You're a Gold Star.
you're a Gold Star, correct. And what the Blue Star mothers do is we actually, part of our ceremony is we cut out the blue field and we present that to the Blue Star mothers. They then in turn use that for different projects for Gold Star families.
Interesting.
So
See,
it's passing it
weird.
forward.
It's like a world I don't know.
Well, that's why you have
And
to join us
that's-
at 5:30 on the 14th.
Well, no, let's first focus on Memorial Day, guys. Memorial Day, 9 a.m. sharp at the park. Get there a little early, get a seat. And again, that's honormission.org. We're going to be, I'm out of here. So you can enjoy some music here on Mornings in Lone Star Community Radio. Girls, or ladies, sorry. Sorry. Thank you so much for coming in. We'll see you guys later.
Health Center Southeast Texas is